The Wanted Show, a Showrunners Radio production.
Hi guys, I'm Robbie Doran. Welcome to The Wanted Show. Hi guys, so welcome to our Switch networking event. It's been a fantastic event. We've had loads of businesses here. We've had over £2,000 worth of prizes given away as well. Where else do you get that? You don't get that at any other networking events in Liverpool. We've had some fantastic prizes, some fantastic businesses in the room. We're really looking forward to the third event. That was our second event already, and we had over 60-70 people in the room. So a fantastic turnout, especially for a Friday afternoon. You'd all know when you're working days, you want to, at the end of the week, come Friday, you want to go home, but we still got 60-70 people in the room, which is fantastic for us. Hi guys, so from a business point of view, Switch networking for me is one of the easiest networking platforms, you know, especially in Liverpool now. You have a lot of other networking groups out there, and some of them are charging pretty much astonishing fees, you know, to be involved or be a member and part of that group. Well, Switch, we're not about that. It's about just networking. That's why it's a non-profit CIC company, a community interest company. We've opened this and started Switch so that you, the networkers, just come here for the right reasons. That's all we're about. Just come here, do the networking, make the relationships, get to know the people in Liverpool, the businesses in Liverpool you really want to know, and, you know, come here for the right reasons without that stress and pressure of, I paid that much money, I want to, you know, I need to get so much out of it. Well, that's not right. That's not the right way to network. We want you to come here, enjoy coming here. That's why we have so many prizes given out. That's why we make it a bit more fun, so that, you know, you come and see your business family when you come to a Switch event, and you come to a Switch networking group as well. You see them people each week, you know, you come and get involved, but they become your business family, and that's what networking is about.
I'm Laura Richardson, and I'm representing 62 Castle Street today. As we're all aware, with recession and dips in economy, it's for my age bracket, 18 to 25, there's no work or lack thereof, and basically doing things like Switch networking, you know, coming out, that's how I started, and it's, you know, as we've discussed with showrunners, opportunity doesn't knock on your door, you need to go knock on opportunity's door. be cheeky, I'm originally from Sunderland, and my favourite saying is "shy bairns get nabbed," which basically means if you don't ask for it, you won't get it. But it's about taking your skill set, your core skills, looking at them and seeing how you can apply that to the world of business. At the end of the day, I work in hospitality. That doesn't necessarily mean I have to be a waitress or a barman. Not that there's anything wrong with that, because I know the most fabulous waitresses and barmen in Liverpool. But there's so much that goes on behind scenes. Basically, 62 Castle Street is a one-stop shop when it comes to a venue. You've got your restaurant, it's fine dine. On Castle Street itself, we've got a lot of world cuisine. You've got your names, you've got San Carlos, you've got Viva Brazil, you've got the Olive Press. We're specifically more kind of a classic English with a bit of a French twist. It's great for couples. It's great for if you want to go somewhere that's a little more relaxed, laid back, but also has that classic baroque feel to it. Drinks fabulous.
Well, what about like the collaboration? Because you were saying that because as a one-stop shop, it has everything, but it doesn't have this, and you hope to work with other companies.
Yeah. Well, my plan for 2013 is we're a wedding venue. Bride walks in the door and she can get married in our castle suite. She can have her breakfast dinner in a merchant's bar and restaurant. She can have a private dining area with a buffet in the mezzanine, and she can have a DJ and a party in the evening. However, when it comes to the finer details of a wedding, my aim is basically to build up that supplier network. Florists, wedding dresses, everything to like table fancies, because keeping business thriving in Liverpool is important, and getting people to work together. So who'd have thought that hopefully in the next 2 weeks I'm going to be going knocking on someone's door who can, set up a DJ set or lighting. But they're important as aspects of a wedding party.
Well, how important is an event like this that we're at today, like a Switch Network? How important is an event like this for small businesses?
For small businesses, Switch Networking is a fabulous idea, especially the logistics behind it. I mean, networking essentially, it is daunting going somewhere where you don't know anyone and speaking to them. So because everyone's being asked to do the same thing, I mean, I've met data analysis, I've met an architect, I've met a dentist. There's a whole range of people who I can, once I've spoken to them, see that there is scope to work with them in the future, so we can develop both of our businesses PR-wise and sales-wise.
The Wanted show, I mean, could you see like there being a market for a show like this?
Absolutely. It feeds into everything business-wise. It's about speaking, it's about communicating, it's about scratching people's backs and they'll scratch yours back. And again, it's raising awareness, it's raising profile, which, if you don't speak about yourself and you don't tell people about you, then no one will know about you. And that's where communication starts.
I am one of the operators of Cafe Cream of New Brighton. We're a local independent family-run business, a coffee shop which focuses on local ingredients, and we do a mean homemade ice cream.
Now, don't be shy, Justin, because at first I did think you were just one business, but you actually have three. So how did that happen? I mean, for our audience, can you just give us a bit of an idea how that came about?
Yeah, well, my dad started the company. He's been in business for around 35 years,
there you go.
Doing a number of catering establishments. Around 10 years ago, we started with our first kind of coffee shop outlet, and obviously as opportunities have arisen, we've taken them to kind of expanded to coffee or whichever kind of product suits each location. We operate essentially a group of boutique coffee shops and ice cream parlours.
Well, I mean, you use the word boutique, which is interesting because, I mean, like, how does the person say, hey, I want to make ice cream?
Well, I guess it's similar to the story that how we started Cafe Cream in New Brighton. We'd initially signed up to be a coffee shop and were the first tenants to sign up for the new development. About 3 months down the line, we'd found that Starbucks had also joined the development, and obviously, as good as we are, we're going to find it difficult to compete with the Starbucks. So we had to come up with a USP. We figured what sells well in the on a kind of resort promenade area, and we figured either fish or chips or ice cream, and we chose ice cream. So we went over to Italy, learned how to make it, imported all the equipment to produce the ice cream, and all the display cabinets and stuff, which we made for us bespoke in Italy and sent over. And we brought over a very authentic product as well, which we gave a nice kind of twist for British sensibilities.
What do you think about a show like this, and how important would a show like this be, do you think?
Fantastic. Anything that can kind of raise awareness and that can kind of allow people to see the greater spectrum of the variety of jobs that are out there. I think sometimes it can be, it's possible to kind of feel pigeonholed into one aspect of employment, and sometimes it can be difficult to break away from that and to kind of realise that there are opportunities out there to develop yourself personally and in your kind of sense of your employability, and to gain more transferable skills that make you a much more viable employment option in the future.
I'm actually a serving police officer in London, 23 years for my sins. Currently a business owner with a utility warehouse discount club. Essentially, I'm a small franchise owner.
So, what does it do? I mean, because I heard you had a conversation over there about direct marketing, and we had a conversation about pyramid schemes.
Absolutely.
So just give us kind of like break the mythos here on what.
Absolutely.
When we first hear of your company, we might think it's one thing, but what does it do?
Absolutely. There's lots of different names for the type of business we run. We're word of mouth marketing. Some people would call that direct selling. Some would be called multi-level marketing. In the bad old days, it would be called pyramid selling. Absolutely nothing to do with ourselves. They're actually illegal. I've already mentioned my job as a police officer. We have any business we're involved in is thoroughly vetted. We're a top PLC, FTSE top 250 company. We further our route to market is through word of mouth, because it means we save on advertising. It also means that we can pass those savings on to customers and pay distributors, small business owners, which I am, and essentially a franchisee. They can pay me a quite healthy commission as well.
Now, when you first said it to me, you ran off a bit of things you do, like energy,
Yes.
Can you just give us that little run-off?
Essential services. There are lots of network marketing companies out there. Many of them promote pills, potions, creams.
Like
you know the type of thing. Exactly. We provide essential services. The great thing about our marketplace is everybody uses our services. So I'm talking gas, electric, home phone, broadband, mobile phone. I like to compare us, if you took probably one of the biggest and most popular franchises out there, say Subway or McDonald's, in a straw poll of maybe members of 100 members in this room, you may find 5 people who've had Subway or McDonald's today. But I can bet everybody will put their hand up and say they've used electric, gas, home phone, broadband or a mobile.
So, how did you think about, is this your first trip down for the Switch Networking, and how did you think about today's event?
I've come along to support one of my colleagues, one of my team. We have quite an extensive team across the country. I've been involved in networking for a few years. It works very well. It's about making friends, it's about establishing a rapport with people. It's not about selling. The selling comes afterwards, because we do business with people we know, like and trust. There's 2 strings to my bow, 2 facets to my business, so to speak. We essentially save people money, or we make people money. So with us, I can save people money, and on average we can save the average family £900 a year. But there's also a business opportunity here. For a very, very low startup fee, I can set somebody up in business with a proven business model, which means their chance of success much, much higher than going to the bank and getting a business startup loan, etc., where 9 out of 10 businesses fail in the first 5 years. We have a proven system here. We get all the support, head office, training, website, all included, and I'm really looking for entrepreneurial business startup people looking to start their own business and work a proven system to basically earn as much money as they wish to.
My company name is Anti-Kythera Systems Limited, and we're a software development and consultancy company. At the moment we're trying to plug a new mobile app that we've just developed with our sister company, Cardmaster Software, called NetRefill.
Yes, I mean, is it easy to set up these apps, and how is it as a company doing that?
For me, it's quite easy to create the application, to be honest. The actual good work behind it's the easy bit for me. What's difficult is making sure you've got the requirements from the very beginning, and you know exactly, do you need a website, do you need the app, or what supporting materials do you need, what legislation do you have to apply for. That's the stuff that gets really difficult, and that's where I am quite good at, is I'm I can breach that world and the technology world to be able to implement it.
Well, you're as a technologist, it's easy for you. But what about like someone else out there who probably like, hey, I got a lot of crazy ideas. Maybe I should set up my own app. Is it easy to do? That's what I mean.
No, I mean, for your layman with no computer programming experience at all, it's not. I mean, you have to have some. There's tools available out there to make it easier if you know how to code a website or anything like that. It is actually a lot easier now than it was, but you still need that technical nous on your head. You can't just go in it willy-nilly, and even if you did try it, it'd be symptomatic to what the problem was with websites when they first started happening. People started using Word and stuff that wasn't developed for it to do it, and then websites looked atrocious and broke down, and the same thing will happen if doing things. So that skill is required.
Well, having a specialist like you, I can't let you get away without asking you about the change in technology just in the past 10 years alone, how we went from film to digital and how computers went from large sizes to small sizes.
Yeah.
What do you think about this whole change in trend, and how is that going to help the job market?
Well, technology is always going to be changing. It never really stays settled. And from where we were a decade ago to where we are now, we've gone through several things. I mean, we've gone through a period where phones used to be massive and then they shrunk down, and then now they're turning big again. They're no longer devices anymore. How that's helping work people is it's making things a lot easier for people to find. If they're out in the marketplace, or they're walking around and they're trying to find a sale or a referral or a job somewhere going around it, or they get inspiration, they don't no longer have to wait till they get home. I mean, the fact that most of the internet traffic these days is almost 60% of it is from mobile devices. It goes to show that what was very much a geeky subject is now coming very much into the forefront of what people are doing, and it's changed the way that work has gone on, and it's changed things for employers as well. I mean, the way employers now have to look at technology and see, are my staff happy? I mean, if my staff aren't happy, what are they going to be putting on Facebook, or what are they doing on that, or what mobile devices have I given them? Will I give them access? Loads of things have to sort of do, but we as a country still seem about 5 years behind everything that's going on with that.
Well, earlier you pulled out your mobile phone like it was a Swiss Army knife.
Yeah.
You know, where it's kind of like, I can find anything on my phone if I got an app for it and all that kind of stuff. And is that what like your company does? Because like you were saying about, I mean, it's not just this one thing. It's like the very different technical things.
Yeah, I mean, you know, when you're designing an app, I mean, as you said, a phone these days, I don't really like to call them phones. I call them devices, because they're so, you know, you pull it out, you've got your calendar, you've got your word processor, you've got a video camera, you've got all of this stuff all in one device. It's kind of like, it is crazy. But what I do as a company and professionally is I try and make it, if somebody has an idea for an app like that, I try and make it easy for them to sort of like come on board, and hopefully not bog them down with the technical details, just give them the straightforward yes, no, that might work, this won't work. But where my experience comes in there is I can help people kind of like go, is there a market for that app? Is there, if there is, what can be done to get people's attention and get people involved in it? That's where I really come on board. I can help with the technology thing, but what gets me excited, what gets me really thrilled is the use and how it's going to be done. So that's when I develop an app, it's always going to have some practical abilities into it, because I love doing that. I love practicality.
Well, what do you think about today's event? I mean, you've been at Switch before. I mean, how beneficial do you think it is to have these kind of like informal networking events?
Well, I mean, for me, referral networking in particular, which is what the Switch model is based on, is very important. The computer industry in particular is synonymous with bad examples of people dealing with them in the past. This has been down to, I mean, it's been down to both parties, people taking up custom and haven't been happy, and vice versa. And referral networking allows people to get to know people. And once you know somebody, you've got that trust enveloped to them. And from the customer's standpoint, they feel that they trust the supplier. And from the supplier standpoint, they're like, I can't let that customer down. And so it's so important to get this face-to-face contact time. And I think what Switch is doing, the importance about where it's hitting and the markets it's trying to hit and getting into, is so important. And the fact that they are freely, openly making other networking events sort of like open and letting people know about it. It's very community focused, and I love that.
How important do you think a show like this could be in the general social media market?
Well, I think it's so important. I think it's very important. I mean, what people have to realise now is that we're watching TV synonymous with, you've got your Big Brother, you've got all these things. What people don't realise yet is that each individual person, me, you, Mike over there, everyone is their own sole content generator. The stories they tell, the experiences they have. And I think that entertainment is going to go in a form where people are more and more people are podcasting now, more and more people are doing so short videos. And so, yeah, the whole social side of things is great. And what you're doing in showrunners and trying to open that up to the community, getting people on board, it's a endeavour that I'm looking forward to seeing how it turns out, because it fits in if it's on a computer, I'm happy. But anything to do with technology, and I do love what you guys are doing. It's something that I'm quite eager. I've been trying to set up my own podcast for ages, but.
Yeah, well, you always could create a show,
yeah,
not a channel.
Yeah, well, that's exactly. I don't think I'm big enough for that yet.
All right, well, thank you very much.
Right, okay, guys, so there's just a few of the businesses that are involved Switch or are visiting Switch, and as you can see, quite passionate people. There's a load of businesses out there, and this is what Switch is about, isn't it? See these guys coming to our event, wanting to get involved. If you want to contact any of these businesses, you can follow it on from this on our website, and all the details will be put across the screen shortly. Come and get involved, guys. Switch Networking is a brilliant platform, and we'd love to see you. If you want to be involved in the Wanted show, that's what it's all about for me, is getting the right businesses to talk to you in Liverpool and Merseyside and a wider audience, see our show, and get correct businesses to talk about how they find job. We're looking for job seekers, we're looking for people who are looking to employ, we're looking for businesses who can't really get the right candidates, and we're also looking for your stories. We're looking to see, what's your story? How did you get your job? How did you get where you are? Are you a millionaire? How did you get to that? From what is your path? What's your life story? We want to know that because it interests us. Yeah, and as business people, we all want to be there as well. Or have you had a hard luck story? Have you lost your business? Well, look, if you're willing to share that story with us, we want to hear that story too. So guys, get in touch with The Wanted Show. We're here. My name's Robbie Dornan. Thanks for listening.